All right, aloha everybody. Thanks for joining me. Today we have a practice designed around letting go of experience, maybe releasing it. But in order to release it, we need to maybe have some context for it. So we're going to do kind of a feel spaciousness kind of technique where we'll start at the breath and work our way through the body and kind of slowly kind of stretch out and try and stretch and thin out our awareness to our whole experience of not just our breath, our body, the space around us, but anything and everything that it can encompass. Um, and then once it's thin enough, we can just kind of release and hopefully settle into just the awareness. So if you're willing to give it a try, don't worry if everything doesn't click. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. Come on back and try again 2, 3, 4 times, however many it takes. Um, and eventually you might be able to get a glimpse of how to just release and rest into that awareness. All right. We'll see you over there. Okay, here we go. I'd like you to invite you to stretch up and settle in to your meditation posture for today. As usual, if you can get into a nice upright position somewhere, sitting, that's great. If that's not available to you, though, just do your best. All right. And with that, I invite you to also close your eyes if you're comfortable. If not, you can always do a soft gaze, whether it's just out in front or gently over your nose, just a defocused gaze. So let's maybe just start with our breath. Maybe take a nice deep breath or two and notice how the air flows from outside in through the mouth and down the throat into the lungs. And the lungs expand and eventually contract, and you can trace the air coming from the lungs all the way back out. Then you can just return to normal breath and continue that process. We're just going to start with watching our breath, just kind of feeling the way that it transitions from outside our bodies to inside and expands our lungs. And then our lungs contract and the air flows back out. We just watch that, feel that for a little bit, settle in. And it's normal for the mind to wander, and it takes us a little bit to get settled in. So just notice as soon as your attention starts to wander and return it back to the breath. And we're just going to focus on the breath for a little while, all right? Just return to it every time you notice your attention has wandered. If you notice yourself tensing up or straining to focus hard and concentrate hard, just release the tension as best as you can, maybe on an exhale. We're here to be quietly, restfully aware, relax into the awareness of the breath. Our awareness itself requires no contraction, no tension. So if you notice it, it's in your body or your mind, you just relax, surrender, rest, whatever word or description works best for you, to just simply restfully observe the breath. Now let's just expand that a little further to incorporate our body. Maybe you'll notice our body as a whole kind of has a bit of a rhythmic rise and fall, or expansion and contraction relative to our breath. Of course, it's more concentrated around the chest area, but there might be subtle shifts relative to the inhale and exhale all throughout the body. So we're just kind of opening up from the breath and including the body. Again, restfully, relaxing our attention and just simply taking in the breath in the body and the awareness of it. As always, distractions may come up. Mind might begin to wander or get lost in seeing or hearing. As soon as we notice that, we just return to simply observing the breath and the body. Just an overall whole body sensation relative to the breath. Find yourself getting tired, that's normal too. You just situate yourself and stretch up again if need. You can always slightly open your eyes and let a little light in to help keep alert, but keeping that soft gaze as not to draw your attention away from our breath and our body. Now I invite you to continue to kind of open up the boundaries of experience and extend them out to what you may construe as your personal bubble space, 1, 2, 3 feet around you. Just imagine a big ball of space around you. So we're just kind of aware of our breath and our body, and then that kind of bubble of space that's around us. We usually have some kind of felt sense of that presence of the space around us. That's what we're observing. And if you don't really sense anything or notice anything, or it just isn't showing up for you, that's fine. It's the concept of exploring that space, even if it's infinitesimally small in our experience, we can still have an awareness of it, even if it's not a rich experience. If it feels too much to try and have all that in your awareness at any one given time, you just do your best and just rest into the breath and the body and the bubble around the body as best as you can. Mind might want to try to contract around certain experiences within the breath or the body or the bubble. You just let that transition right back out. Any attempted contraction is just released either by nature or by your action of releasing. And we'll just continue to expand it out further, out beyond our personal bubble, and just allow that sense of the spatial qualities that you can sense continue to expand beyond your bubble and out into the room, and just fill up the space you're in with your awareness. And then we just continue the breath, the body, the bubble, the room, and we just surrender out even further beyond the room, beyond the building, out as far as we can kind of stretch out our imagination or sense. However it shows up for you is all right. And we're just surrendering or resting into this full, expanded sense of awareness of everything, from our breath to our body, to the bubble around us, to the space in the room, and the space beyond. And as we're just opening up and simply noticing and resting out into all that space, all that expanded. area around us and within us. And as all experiences out there expanded, feather light and paper thin, see if you can get a sense of the silent observer, the ever present awareness that is ultimately aware of all experience. And as we surrender and release our experience, what's left? If your mind starts trying to wander or invent, create images, thoughts, we just release those as well. It's just our mind's attempt to understand, but it's not necessarily something to understand. But we can recognize that which is aware. You've gotten some momentum and wish to continue practicing, I suggest you pause the video now and continue on your own. Otherwise, if you're ready to wrap it up, we can go ahead and start to do that now. And you may have found maybe some sensations that have been related to this experience, and it's okay if you found a little peace, some peaceful qualities, to allow them to permeate and kind of resonate until they come to their natural conclusion, even after the meditation ends. And with that, let's go ahead and draw this session to a close. Maybe, if you like, take a nice deep breath to kind of help bring us out of it. You can open your eyes now if they're closed. All right. Thanks for joining me. I had a great session. I hope you did too. Remember, as suggested in the intro, if it doesn't click right out of the gate, give it a few tries and notice if you're making some progress each time. And if you are, keep returning. All right. Appreciate you. Have a great day. Mahalo.